$12.49. Yes, please. It's the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Captain Marvel versus Doctor Doom 2-pack on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're continuing the 60th anniversary of the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest program with Doctor Doom and Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau from the Secret Wars comic back in the 80s. And, you know, it's kind of a big deal pack. It wasn't in my initial budgeted plans for Avengers Earth's Mightiest. You know, I'm not like professionally wealthy or, independently wealthy or whatever. So I gotta get the best of what I can out of what I'm buying. And so, you know, sadly, I was gonna have to let this one go. It's always tough to turn down Doctor Doom. And I wanted a Monica Rambeau, but I got the biggest things that I felt like I really wanted to get out of that program. But lo and behold, Target had discounted this set for $12.49. So I was basically able to get it for that. And I'm getting around to the review now. But I wanted to review it and and get it out there basically. So I'm happy to have this set. There's still, with this very box from the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest, there's still the Skrull Queen and Super Skrull pack. And if I could get that for like a low price, then maybe I'll get that too. But it's not a priority. The last thing on the list that I feel is a priority to get is the West Coast Avengers set. And in 2024 we're in a new year, so I may be able to grab that and get it reviewed. All right, so looking at the packaging, as we always do, we've got Captain Marvel and Doctor Doom, both characters that had significant appearances in Marvel superheroes Secret Wars back in the 80s. I think it was 84, 83, somewhere in there. And looking pretty cool on the package. Got some artwork. This is from the cover of Secret Wars. I don't know if this was actually from Secret Wars. I can't remember if this panel of Monica's actually from Secret Wars. It might have been from the Avengers. Doesn't look like Mike Zeck, but then again, it kind of does look like Mike Zeck, so it might have been from there. I don't read my Secret Wars comics like every second of the day. And on the side, you've got Doctor Doom and Captain Marvel. On the back, same thing. Captain Marvel versus Doctor Doom. She comes with some fisted hands. And you get the Doom with the power of the Beyonder, fixes his face. And a couple of fists and a mask. And of course the hooded head. So it looks like he's going to be in a package without the Doctor Doom helmet mask on. Then on the side, you got the figures. I really like these boxes. I think they did a good job with the design on these boxes. All right, so we're going to get them out and check them out from there. Here are Captain Marvel and Doctor Doom out of the package with their accessories with them. And obviously you get the fisted hands and the extra hands for Doctor Doom, the extra head, and the mask. Doctor Doom is definitely the star of the set. No disrespect to Captain Marvel. I actually wanted her probably a little bit more than I wanted him. But in regards to what Doctor Doom is included with, you know, that's where the money went. You can see where the money went in a sense. So Captain Marvel is great. You know, she's more on the pinless side of things. Has the Buccaneer boots like she had and everything, which they're like the same boots that like Mockingbird had. Pretty sure she had more or less the same body as Mockingbird. Great portrait. Portrait's awesome. I believe this is a Paul Harding portrait. And, you know, it's Captain Marvel, from the 80s, Monica Rambeau. She got 2 figures this year. She got one in the cinematic universe from the Marvels. And I will have a review on that figure in the very near future. Got to get some MCU guys here and there. But yeah, she's pretty awesome. No power effects or anything like that. Some power effects would have been nice. Of course, I can always say I got plenty of power effects. You don't want to have to use power effects that you already have, but I'm sure we all have extras, so you can put some of those on her. She has the sort of winglets on her arms. Closable diaphragm, and that's a really cool thing. They put the paint here, so they did pay attention to that idea. She doesn't bend forward very much, but that's how it goes. She has the less thick thighs, so you can kind of see a gap between her legs and her buttocks and her thighs. So that's kind of, it is what it is. But the figure looks awesome, which is what you want. Got that really cool early 80s, late 70s vibe to her. But she's, she's the Captain Marvel from my childhood. Captain Marvel, the Kree hero, had already pretty much kicked the bucket by the time I started reading comics. And she was the replacement. First appeared in Marvel team up with Spider-Man and went on to become the leader of the Avengers. So, there's that. Over here to Doctor Doom. This version of Doctor Doom has a very storied history. This figure is based off of the armor from Secret Wars, which was created by Mattel for the Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars action figure line. So in the comic, they had to figure out a way to get him into the armor. And what the armor was for in the comic was so he could collect the power of the Beyonder for himself, which he succeeded in doing. And with Doom's colossal vanity, the first thing he did was fix his scarred face. So we have a Victor Von Doom portrait where he's restored his features to their original handsome appearance. And the figure is partially new, but uses Iron Man parts. They're pinned. So the 80th anniversary Iron Man, for example, Iron Man 2020, Iron Man 2020, various Iron Mans with the classic 80s body. These are the same arms and legs, which is hilarious because Doom had the same arms and legs in the Marvel Superhero Secret Wars action figure line by Mattel back in the day. You got this little belt thing that it's a separate piece. It actually moves, as you can see, and it looks great. It's got the hood, the head, extra hands. You can kind of put the mask. It doesn't go on his face really, but you can put it in his hand. He returns back to Battle Worlds to let the heroes and villains know that he has the power of the Beyonder, and he's above such things as petty evil and all of that. But he's really still the same no good Victor Von Doom that he always was, as evidenced by the first thing he did was repair his face. So to get the full Dr. Doom experience, of course, we would have to remove his head and the little hood. And put the masked head on. Now you have Dr. Doom in his full armor. And, he's a pretty cool figure and everything like that. The only thing I would say about him that I wish they did was give him blast holes in his hands so he could shoot energy beams from his hands or whatever. Even though he has the power of the Beyonder, the armor was still, it was still Dr. Doom armor. Still had the capability of doing that. But again, no effects, just the extra head and hands, which is sufficient. But yeah, that's what you get. So that's your look at these guys. No need to go overly into articulation or anything like that. Doom does not have an ab crunch. Yeah, he does. Ooh, I'm sorry. There you go. He does have an ab crunch. And of course, waist swivel. The normal Marvel Legends articulation. I'm just so used to Iron Man's not having ab crunches that I just assumed that he didn't have it, but he does. So there you go. We'll do some comparisons real quick, and I'll get you out of here with final thoughts. For comparisons, we've got some teammates of Captain Marvel's during her time as chairman of the Avengers. Mighty Hercules. We've got Thor with his beard. The only version of Thor with his beard we're missing now, honestly, is the other armored Thor with the golden armor, who hilariously also had a mask for whatever reason. But the team that she served as leader of had Thor, Hercules, Namor, Captain America, and the Wasp. It was like a crazy, and She-Hulk. It was like one of the most powerful teams of Avengers ever. Of course, you had, Dr. Druid. I guess we can mention him. So some of those figures don't even have figures, at least, or if they do, not in the appearance of how they were at that time. Namor does. And in fact, I'll be getting one of him very soon. And of course, the incomparable Captain America. During the siege of Avengers Mansion, when the Masters of Evil came in, led by Zemo, and captured the Avengers and everything like that. She was the leader of the Avengers then. Cap doesn't want to stand up for some reason, so that's odd. Cap normally stands. Just need to do some work. So there you go. And then, of course, the finale of Secret Wars with Dr. Doom involved Captain America facing off ultimately against Dr. Doom, who, while he had stolen the Beyonder's powers, he had only stolen a portion of the Beyonder's powers, enough that Beyonder allowed him to believe that he had taken all his power. And Cap was instrumental in causing Dr. Doom to lose his power along with Claw. And of course, they were both in the Mattel toy line, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars. So there you go. There's some comparisons. Now we can move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on the Avengers Beyond Earth's Mightiest Captain Marvel versus Dr. Doom 2-pack. These are two iconic versions of these characters, and definitely were characters that I was gonna want. I haven't gone hardcore into the idea of completing the entire Marvel Superheroes versus Secret Wars, Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars cast. I know a lot of people are into that, and they're pretty much done. I think you still need the Rogue, and that might be it. But all the other figures have been made at some point. But as an Avengers fan, this is a classic version of Monica Rambeau as an Avenger. So always, good to go back to childhood. And Dr. Doom, same thing. So having both of these guys in the collection is pretty cool. I like it. I like it a lot. So as a set, there's no great shakes in my opinion. As a set, it was never as highly prized by me as the other ones, but yet still prized. You got to make priorities. You make your priorities, and it was a mid priority for me. But for the price that I got it, I'm certainly glad to have it, and I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. Definitely the weakest thing that I've reviewed from the Beyond Earth's Mightiest program. And by weak, I don't want to sound like I think the figures are weak, because I don't. I actually think they're very good figures. But there's nothing super new here about them. You get the really nice portrait on Captain Marvel, and you get the cool extras for Doctor Doom. That's basically what you're getting. So I'm gonna leave it at that. All right, guys, thanks for watching the video, and if you made it this far, consider liking and subscribing to the videos, to my channel. Got much more Marvel Legends content coming, along with G.I. Joe Classified, Transformers, Street Fighter, other stuff. So yeah, stick around. All right, guys, everybody stay safe, and I will see you on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.